Welcome to Go Against Podcast, a podcast, but we haven't quite decided yet. We're going to keep doing it anyway. I'm Colby.
And I'm a taco full of snakes, but you can call me Fee.
What the fuck? Where did that come from?
I don't even know.
Dude, I had a fucking snake taco. I got inspired.
I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything that correlates to those being together. I think I was eating a taco at work the other day, and I was like, this would be funny if it was full of snakes.
That's the beginning, middle, and end is, haha, snakes. Fuck.
That's how I make all my nicknames.
I can't even believe that.
Every time I make my nickname, it's like, that'd be funny. It's just...
I can't. You're absolutely ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I try. I really do. No, I don't. Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm overwhelming sometimes. And it's me, but I don't know. I
mean, I guess it depends, you know, like it depends on it depends on like the situation, because there are times whenever you're just right, Fee. Then there are other times where I'm like, well, I don't know, you could stand to take a bit of a breather here.
Yeah, you can tone down. No, I get it. Me personally, sometimes I get on a roll and I don't want to stop. But like, I know sometimes I'm like tired, but I'm also still on a roll, and I'm just kind of winding down, but I don't want to stop. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, keep the flow. You gotta keep the flow going.
Keep going. I need the help.
If I close my eyes, they'll stop laughing. Just fucking. That's you know, I'm like a what's it? What the sad clown Pagliacci? Yeah. Fucking.
But doctor, I'm the sleep clown. B, do you think anyone has ever been in the middle of a stand-up set and then fallen asleep?
I mean, there was that one lady who had a stroke and everyone thought it was a joke.
Oh God, yeah. Oh, that was sad.
But that day, nobody laughed.
Yeah, that's the one where you want no one to laugh. You want everyone to just be like, they okay? They cool?
But the thing is, I think I had heard that she had like that was like one of her things, that she would fall down.
Well, what, really?
Yeah, I could be wrong. But I heard like that was one of her gimmicks, that she would like fall, like do a pratfall. But I guess she was like in the middle of a joke, or I guess she was like at the end of a joke, and then she fucking falls, and then she's like she's like having a stroke, and everyone's like, ah! And then she doesn't get back up, and they're like,
oh shit. Uh-oh.
I don't even know if she's alive or not to be fucking laughing at her.
Yeah, so I remember reading that story. I also don't know if she's alive, so...
I mean, oh my God. You're never too early or too late for a joke on a dead person.
Jesus
okay,
Christ.
So let me give you context.
Okay.
Yesterday, Colby messaged me about the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Passing away.
Oh, God.
And
yeah, I did.
I replied to him. What did I say? I guess he got banished to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, you did say that. You fuck. You absolute fuck. And it wasn't even, you did so many of them. There were like 3 of them back to back to back.
I couldn't stop. I was just, I thought of so many. I feel bad. I felt bad about it.
What you said is, oh, that sucks, but also snorkeling accident sounds kind of funny. I guess the ocean banished him to the Shadow Realm.
I'm sorry. That was too good to pass up. I don't mean to be an asshole.
You're just like, no, that's Don't say it. There's the ocean banished to the shadow realm. Oh, my, it came out. I'm sorry.
Look, and to be fair, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh is a person I like a lot because, of course, what he created. But come on, man. Jokes.
Come on, man.
Here, if there is one life rule I live by, is commit to the bit. And no matter how bad you're bombing, you commit to the bit. And no matter how inappropriate it is, just, make a joke. That's my life. That's how I get through life. I make jokes.
Yeah, but one of these days, somebody is going to tell you about their mom having a snorkeling accident, and you're going to be like, oh, fucking, I guess she's baking cookies for her grandchild in hell, or whatever the fuck. And they're going to be like, why would you say that? And you'll be like, I don't know, I couldn't stop.
But see, that's different. That's different because I don't know them. Well, I don't know the Yu-Gi-Oh guy personally either, but...
Yeah, I was about to say.
I know him better.
Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know him more because I know his products and stuff. And I don't, know him personally, or, I didn't say the joke and, his grandkid was there and he's like, how could you say that?
Oh, God, hey, why did you say that about my beloved grandfather?
And I probably wouldn't tell that person about their dying mom to their face. But I'd say
but oh man, the second they walked away, I'd have a ripper ready.
Dude, look, it depends on how close me and that person were,
Yeah.
I'm the reason I made that joke in the group is because everyone knows me. It was a joke not made in malice.
It's a joke.
It was a joke not made in malice, and I'm not serious when I do that. So I was comfortable making that joke, and everyone would be like, "Ee, that's funny, but ooh,
fee." I don't know.
You're like, listen, that's not cool, but it was funny.
Yeah, it's true. It this is not a Discord server in which A, there's a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh fans, and B, there's any family members of the Yu-Gi-Oh man. Mr. Yu-Gi-Oh has no family members in our Discord, so if you just to say that the ocean banished him to the Shadow Realm, probably nobody is gonna get. Probably no one is like, I'm deeply hurt by what you just said, you fucking monster.
I'm sorry.
It's just listen, I get it, right?
Yeah, I get
it. It's a good joke.
It was great.
You just fucking you're like, oh god, I had 20 more. I was gonna talk about his Millennium item. I was gonna fucking
I was gonna talk about dueling on motorcycles. They were gonna put a memorial in the Dueling Academy. There was. I can't.
What happened? Who's inheriting his deck? I get it.
I can't stop. They write themselves. See, the bad thing is I wrote it right after it was announced that he was dead.
You said, I got it.
You
went to try to edit his Wikipedia. You were like, all right, no, I got to update it. His death day was today. Cause of death, banished to the Shadow Realm by the ocean. And then you hit submit and you were like, my work here is done.
God damn it, I got a headache. Why did we start talking about this?
I don't know.
Were we talking? Were you bringing up the Japan Prime Minister dying?
No, I wasn't actually. Although, yes, unfortunately, the Japanese Prime Minister did was succumbed to his injuries after being attacked by an assassin. That's not funny.
I know it's not funny. It's not funny. But
I guess one of the qualifications for being an assassin is it like because if you've assassinated someone, are you an assassin? Was he an assassin when he committed the crime? It's like, is it Jesus? Jesus was a Jew because like Christianity wasn't a thing, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
if I don't know.
Okay, so no, okay, so I'm not. I'm not trying to be like mean, but when you said like the Japanese prime minister was killed by an assassin,
I swear to God, if I swear to you, Fee, if this approaches anything near racist, with that warning, proceed.
I don't know if I should.
I fucking knew it.
I
knew it.
You were gonna
be like,
ninja.
some man in fucking tabby boots came down. He ran down the side of a building and he threw kunai at him. Like I knew that was what you were gonna say.
You said assassin, and I thought of a ninja. Is that what you want to hear, Colby? Is that what you want me to say?
You know what? It's all out in the open now. I knew that was the case.
I didn't even think about it before until you said assassin. This is your fault.
I said, this motherfucker thinks that a t-shirt ninja attacked the Japanese prime minister.
How do we know that wasn't the case? Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. All of Japan.
I'm really sorry, Japan. I do want to visit you one day, but man, that's what popped into my head, and let me tell you, I didn't tell you
this unmedicated ADHD is a bitch.
It really is. I didn't wanna have to. I didn't want to have to think about this. I want to be normal.
I just want to be normal.
God, my head hurts. I'm sorry. Oh God. Okay.
It's just I can't even. Fee. Fee.
You know me.
I do.
I mean nothing by it. I didn't mean to racist again. That's not.
Listen. That's not who I am.
It's not who I am, and I apologize for all the ninjas listening. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm on a roll.
I'm on a hot streak.
God damn it. Oh, my head hurts over oh man, California roll.
What the fuck would that have to do with anything?
It's a type of sushi.
I'm aware, but nothing. You just...
Yeah, I'm on a roll, and...
Hey, fucking Toshiba, also a Japanese brand. Hyundai. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Look, I'm on a roll. Wait a minute. I'm on a California roll.
No, Fee. Oh, God, now I get it. I'm so...
Oh,
I'm so disappointed. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. You
can't stop this, man. I'm sorry. Oh, shit.
No one can. His power's too great.
Oh, God, it's Jason Bourne. God. Okay, we talked about that enough. Let's move on. Move on,
please, God.
Change the subject.
You want to talk about something stupid that people are mad about for no reason.
Yes. and not about me being insensitive. Which I apologize, by the way. So, I was reading online the other day. I don't know when this show came out. Maybe recently, I guess. On Netflix. There's a show called Dead End... Oh, fuck, what did I say? Parkview?
Dead End Parkview.
It's Dead End Park something park. It's a cartoon.
Dead End Paranormal Park?
That's the one. And it's a cartoon. And I saw the trailer, and it doesn't look bad. I mean, it looks fine. I haven't seen it. I plan to watch it. But people are mad because they left their kids. watch, I guess, Netflix Kids on autoplay, which I think is a thing you can do. And that show came on, and you follow the main character whose name is Barney, and the character is a trans man, trans boy, I guess. And I guess that was enough to set people off in anger.
That was it.
And there's a Muslim character.
Oh no!
And
the humanity.
And the sidekick is autistic.
Uh-oh. Oh, beans.
And the main character's gay.
Oh, okay, listen. These are so many bridges too far.
The whole show should be just thrown into the sun. Mm-hmm. That's what I say.
You know what? Thank you, because like as someone who's raising a young child, we can't have children exposed to other people.
Exactly. Why would you want that at an early age so that way when they get older, they know the world? No.
Yeah.
Shelter them.
Yeah.
Shelter.
It's just like if you have a kid, if you have like a young child and like, you go out in public, go to like a function, and then like they look really, really weird and ask a bunch of awkward questions about a black person because that's the first time they've seen them. Like, you're really fucking telling on yourself that you're like, oh, basically all media we consume is white and we live in a white town and we just have white family. We don't have any people of color as friends. Like, that's one of those things. And this is a very similar thing where they're like, I can't even believe that they would do this. And that leads to kids like later on, if there's somebody that's like, hey, this is like, this is how I feel about my gender identity. This is how I feel about, like, I'm autistic, or, hey, I worship a different thing. And they're like, wow, is it true that you eat goats? It's like, what? What the fuck? Is that a stereotype for autistic people? Or
is it true you drink straight pig blood?
Yeah. Didn't you know? All trans people, that's how we sustain ourselves. That's how, like, if you're a trans guy, that's how you like get testosterone, is by drinking straight pig's blood, just like the Bible said.
That's how you transition. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, no. So that's not even the point of the show. They only mention it because I think they just mention it because that's like the first time they're meeting the two characters, and they mention it once on the first episode. So, shocker!
I can guarantee you
that
the way that someone found out is that they did the autoplay thing, and then they like poked their head in. They like they were like, oh, I need to go get another beer. They like paused the clan meeting so that they could like walk by their kids in the living room and go get another beer. And while they were doing it, the main character has blue hair, and they went, I can't fucking believe Netflix is showing someone with blue hair. And then they went ahead and looked into it, and they went, by God, they're indoctrinating my kids. They're going to turn gay.
Just like the frogs. So
exactly. Alex Jones looked up from his very big mania-inducing bowl of chili and went, oh, what the hell?
So in autoplay, the trailer, the character says they're trans. And I guess they were there when that happened. Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
Call the trans police.
Yeah.
Fucking. Okay, so before we get further into it, there is one thing I dislike about the show.
Okay.
The way that their noses are dark. I hate that when cartoons do that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, like, okay, so back in the day, whenever a character was drawn and their nose was like red or like a darker color, it meant that they were drunk.
Yeah. So that the main character Barney, because he is so fucking pale, his nose is red. He looks like a clown. He looks like he got a fucking honky horn nose.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of other characters. I think every human has a different colored on their nose.
Yeah, they do. And I don't like that. I don't like when any art style does that. I hate it when She-Ra did it. I don't like She-Ra really to begin with. But in She-Ra, it looks like they have a fucking a Tampax pad on their nose because it's like it's like they got a nose strip on their face at all times, and I hate that when art does that. I hate that when cartoons do that.
So, fun fact, the first time that I saw anything similar to that was an anime called Gankutsuo. So, like, yeah, I'm looking at She-Ra, and this was like, the choice here is that they are connecting the shadow from under the eye across the bridge of the nose, so there would be a slight shadow in the bridge of the nose, depending on where the lighting is. And there's a small shadow in the under eye area, but they're choosing to connect that whole thing together like a breathe right strip. And I wouldn't have noticed it if you didn't point it out. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, I'm an artist. That's why I notice things because I like to draw a lot. I'm always in forums. I look at stuff. I look at stills all the time. I watched the first season, and the show wasn't for me. I just didn't like it. But I didn't like the art style. I hated all of the art, the way it was drawn. So
the whole thing with I guess not only just She-Ra, but like in Gankutsuo, they did something similar. Like Gankutsuo is an anime about the Count of Monte Cristo. It's excellent. It's probably the best anime that came out that year.
So it's you told me you liked this anime.
It's super, super good, and it's really stylish. The problem with it is that in order to draw their noses, they don't draw the nose. They omit drawing any lines for the nose. They just draw a triangle where the shadow of the nose would be. And if you're not looking for it, you're like... because there's, like... The whole show is kind of batshit insane with the way it's animated. Anything, like a fabric that has a texture to it, is instead, like... almost green screened over another texture. So like it leads to these fucking crazy headache inducing scenes sometimes where you're like, holy fucking shit, what are you doing? And so you often don't notice the nose thing until like 4 or 5 episodes in, and you go, hey, why nobody got a nose? Why everybody just have no shadow?
Why does everyone just have big shadow? No, I didn't watch this show because I hated the art style. Mm-hmm. I could not watch. I saw a trailer, and I didn't like the way anything looked. I get it why people like it, but I don't. There was too much happening. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. Have you ever tried to watch it?
I've only seen the trailer. Okay,
so here's the thing. I know that a lot of people, like, for a lot of shows that they really like, they're like, okay, listen, you've really got to give it a chance. If you're going to watch Naruto, you got to give it till episode 200. That's what everything starts to get good, right? Like,
oh my god, that's how I preface One Piece.
Yeah, you got to wait till 4Kids is done with it, and then it's okay. So for Gankutsuo, it's like, you got to give it until episode 4 before the patterns thing and the way the show is animated doesn't give you a headache anymore. Which I know is hard. Yeah. I know it's hard to say that and try to sell a show. Yeah. But, like, it's really pretty, and it's a really, really well-written, well-voice-acted show. Starring, like...
Everyone likes it.
Yeah, and it's also, like, super, like... How do I put this? It's like super kind of gay. It's super very... Well, it's super very gay, I'll say, actually.
Everything I saw on it was just that blue guy making out with that one guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. He never makes out with him. I'll spoil that for you. They get very close a number of times.
Is he a vampire? He looks like Dracula.
Oh, good question. That comes up in the show a couple of times where people are like, do you know, just like because, okay, so this is the Count of Monte Cristo in like future France / space. And so they're like, oh, the Count's from space. He's coming back in his fucking spaceship. And so like...
in his space coffin.
Yeah. And so I guess like people that look like him or like have different colored skin is like not a very weird thing. But like that being said, it's not. It comes up a couple of times where like there's a child runs up to him and is like, vampire, and people are like, oh, I am so sorry, Count. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
He said the V word. I'm sorry.
He said the V word to our distinguished guest.
Well, he has long ears, a fang, and a Dracula beard.
Mm-hmm. So, listen, it's not a bad question, you know? Like, that's the question you ask. It's like, hey, are you...
It always looks like he... On all the posters I see, it looks like he's gonna bite this guy's neck. Yes,
it does. This is probably the queer baitest show that there is, because not only, like, here are sort of, like, the relationships that are involved here. The main character is this, like, soft aristocrat boy who has he's become enamored with the Count, and he's like following him around like a lost puppy, and he's like, I believe in you, and you're so great, and you saved me, and I like you so much. And then he's getting married off to this girl that he has no interest in. So his like fiance is like, hey, I mean, we're gonna get married soon, and he's like, yeah, fucking whatever. I'm gonna go hang out with the Count. And then he's also got this best friend named Franz, and Franz is
blonde guy.
Yeah, Franz is like, we're best friends, and then ever since you met the Count, you've been fucking drooling over this man. It becomes very clear that Franz is actually like, I fucking love you, Albert. I love you.
Well, everything I'm seeing in the promotional art is just leading to them being just gay.
Yeah,
and the Count seems cool with it.
Oh yeah.
So
do you know the plot of Count of Monte Cristo?
I don't.
Okay, so the plot of the original Count of Monte Cristo is basically like, hey, there's these group of 4 friends or whatever, and you show up in media res. So there's this group of friends, and they do something a long time ago to absolutely fuck over one of their like friends in their friend group, get him sentenced to prison for a very long time. And since then, everybody in that friend group is like now a wealthy aristocrat, or they're like a general in the military, or they work for the national bank or whatever. Like they're all these people in very high positions. And then this like fucking the Count of Monte Cristo shows up and starts like whining and dining them and like fucking showing them a good time and like getting into high society. And then it turns out that it's their friend, and he's coming back to fucking kill all of them.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Before you told me that, I was going to be like, oh, it's like that Leonardo DiCaprio movie where he's rich.
Yes. Are you talking about Catch Me If You Can?
No, the one where like that girl and that dude just stay with him. It's like the 1920s, and he's like a rich man. Fucking...
Great Gatsby?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is a little bit like Great Gatsby, actually. But fun fact,
the Great Gatsby doesn't have vampires.
He did star in a very similar kind of movie called Man in the Iron Mask. So that's what I originally thought you were referencing, and I was no. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, nice catch, but it was much dumber.
Yeah, but so this so that plot, like the plot of that book, is very similar to the one inside of this anime, but the anime instead follows this fucking the child of one of his friends, this fucking soft boy, and he very correctly identifies him as a mark who's easily tricked because he trusts people.
It looks like it.
So he's like, haha, I've saved you from these robbers, and like I'm so good, and then he's like, you need to meet my parents, and you need to meet my fiance, and I'm going to take you to every fancy party. And he's like, yes, I'm the Count. I have much money. Take me.
But of course, I should get the fanciest events.
Yes, let me fetch my formal suit. He's like already wearing a tuxedo. Let me fetch the super tuxedo.
I am the Count. Let me count the ways that pleases me. Because he's the Count from Street Fighter.
From Street Fighter, yes. The secret character that you could unlock the Count.
Vampire.
If I'm gonna recommend any like older show that is hard to get into to you, I would recommend you watch 6 episodes of Gankutsuo, because like once you're up to there, you're like, oh, now this is fucking good.
If I watch that many episodes, I'm just gonna watch the whole thing.
Good, dude.
I can't get through half a show and be like, I'm just gonna stop. No, it would bother me.
Yeah, I get it.
Unless I'm like, it's a show that I'm on like the edge about. I'm like, I'll give it the old like 3 or 4 episode fucking college leap, and if I don't like it, then I don't like it. If I didn't like it hearing about it, and I don't like it like watching it, then I'll just stop. So
I mean, it's pretty good. It's on Funimation, it looks like, and
it's on Crunchyroll too.
It's 24 episodes.
No, that's not a lot.
It was the first time. So like, I obviously, like, I don't have to tell you this. You and I grew up in a very small farming town, and so whenever I went to college and someone was like, oh yeah, we're going to be watching this new anime, and I was like, oh, I've never heard of that before, and they were like, well, currently it's just being fan subbed, and I was like, what is fan sub? They were like, what do you mean you don't know what fan sub is? Basically anime was whatever they put on Toonami. That was the only anime that I knew of. Because I knew that there were other anime. Obviously, I was like, well, I can never watch them because they're in Japan and they're in Japanese, and I can't like do that. And then I went to Anime Club, and they were like, oh yeah, this is coming out live. There's currently like 6 episodes out, so we should be okay. If there's like a week skip, it should be fine. I was like, okay, I don't know how you're getting these. I don't know how you're like downloading them. It's like, who is subtitling them? And they're like, oh, people just do it for free. And I was like, they what? Why?
They're just big fans, and they want everyone else to fucking know.
It's like,
it didn't even cross my mind that people did that, but I know like people do that, and I'm just like, ooh. If I spoke Japanese and didn't need subtitles, I wouldn't do it.
Same. I'm right there with you. So one of my friends that was in Anime Club basically got into a fan sub group. He really liked I don't think it was Initial D, I think it was another anime, but like he got into this group by being like, oh yeah, hey, I'll do QA and transcoding for you. So what they did is like, basically somebody would record the raw rip from the TV, have this big raw file, send it over to someone else. That person would start translating it and be like, here are the time codes, here's the translations. And then they would ship that over to him, and he would transcode it all together to be like, okay, these timestamps go with these subtitles that get fit into this, and then put the whole video together and then send it out to the QA team that would be like, that would watch it and be like, yeah, I think we need to like fix this or fix that. And if he had any other notes from like the translators or anything, like he would do that. And so he did that for a little bit. And I was like, wow, so this is like legitimately like a 5 or 6 person team. You're all doing this for free because you like anime. That's fucking cringe for one, but also like amazing. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, no, that's nothing to sneeze at, but God, that sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a lot of work for honestly, I'll be real with you, a lot of people being shitty online, because like, especially if there's like a really and I mean I would do this too, because like you get into that scene and here's what happens, especially with a popular show like Gurren Lagann, right? Gurren Lagann coming out live.
Yeah.
There's like 3 groups that are fan subbing it, and so you've got a choice, right? Like you can download the latest like fan sub from a group that like a group that you're like consistently watching, but if another group comes out with it first, you're like, well, maybe I'll download that one. But then if you do that, sometimes they will take the liberty of translating things in a certain way that the group that you usually watch doesn't, or like maybe the group that you watch puts like better effects in their intro and their outro, and their like subtitles are easier to read, or like Their raw is like much better, like the sound quality is better, it's like a higher resolution or whatever. Like there's a lot of things that sort of goes into like which fan sub you pick, and as a result, like if you take a step back, you're like, wow, this is a team of 3 people, like minimum fucking 12 guys that are sitting around doing this and putting this content out within days of it coming out live in Japan for free. And then you're like,
and then you shit on them.
yeah, you're like, well, you know, I only watch Gurren Lagann when it comes from GG. Like GG's the one who does the best one, but fucking Cole guys, yeah, they come out with it like a day earlier, but it's all shit. Like they translate this name wrong and they translate that name wrong, and fucking I watched it one time and they skipped a whole sentence. Like I missed that sentence. Like
what did they say?
You get really hoity-toity about it whenever you like are spoiled with choice. Whereas like the inverse is true if like you're into a show but there's only one fan subgroup that's into it and it's like understaffed and they're like, hey, we just got the raw file for last week's episode. We're going to try to put it out as quick as we can, but, you know, we'll see. And you're like, okay, you know, it's fine. It's fine. And they're like, oh, sorry. It's going to have to be another few days because I had to do a test because I'm in high school. And you're like, oh, it's fine. Just take all the time that you need.
Whenever it's ready. Just that's the thing about anime back in the day. It just, whatever you could watch is basically the anime that's why everyone has like nostalgia goggles on for old anime, because there wasn't as much anime as there is nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there was I don't even know if I want to say there was a lot, but like there in the West where we live, there just isn't big choice. Like you said, Toonami. So we would get those shows from Toonami, Fox, fucking WB, PBS, and they would censor them to hell.
Oh, yeah. By the time, like, okay, so 2005 is whenever I went to college and found out about fan subs, right? Mm-hmm. By the time I, like, went to college, there were probably 30 anime that were on TV that you could watch that I knew about, right? Like, obviously the Toonami block, your fucking, like, Cowboy Bebops, your Big O's, your Gundam Wings, you know, the big ones.
Yeah.
But then also, like you mentioned, like the Cardcaptor Sakuras, the Sailor Moons, Beyblade, Digimon.
Oh my God. Dude, Digimon had to work hard because they were trying to get that. Like, they came out when Pokemon was big, and everyone was like, "Oh, it's a ripoff," but like, it's not.
Yeah, it's deeply similar, but it's like it's very very different.
It's deeply similar in that it has Mon at the end of the,
and that it's children that have monster friends.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they shorten Mon because like it sounds better than Digimonster or Pocket Monster. That's what the Mon stands for.
Well, yeah, but here, like, counterpoint. The Pokemon theme song didn't go Pokemon Pocket Monsters, like, whereas Digimon just fucking flat as Digimon Digital Monsters.
Digimons are the champion. Dude, don't you dare take the Digimon theme song's name in vain.
No, the theme song is great, but I will say, like, everybody fucking knew what it stood for. Like, they told you, if you were coming into Digimon just fresh, brand new, you saw the intro and that was it. Like, you were like, oh, I know what this is.
Well, counter to fucking Pokemon, they said Pokemon in the intro, but they talked about the kids, you being a fucking trainer.
Yeah.
And even so the first intro, fucking, I wanna be the very best.
Yeah.
I like that theme song. But
great.
You know what theme song I like more than that? The fucking
no.
Which Pokemon theme song I like more than that? And it's stupid. It's stupid. I hate that I like it more. So you want to be a master of Pokemon? Do you have the skills to be number one? We all live in a Pokemon world. Fucking, I don't know why I like that song more than fucking the first one.
Yeah, that is a fucking hot ass take if I've ever heard one.
And don't get me wrong, I like the first one. It's fucking catchy. The Pokemon, the first movie, made it badass.
Yeah.
But something is catchier about that one that I just said. I think that's the Johto League.
Yeah, I didn't watch the show because I didn't give a shit.
I did, because I was deeply ingrained in Pokemon culture back then.
I will say, I had the first Pokemon CD. So I did listen to a number of tracks on there. The song that you just sang was not on there.
No, because that show wasn't out yet. That's the show that they got rid of Brock and got fucking that photographer. What's his name?
Oh yeah, his name is Beans.
I was gonna say his name is Vince. I don't fucking
Vinny.
know.
Vinny taking pictures.
Hey Pikachu, balance and take a picture.
Get on the ball. This'll be cute.
I'm gonna post it to the Pokegram. I don't fucking to Poke Space.
By the way, I will say, just briefly, I'll touch on this. The Gankutsuo opening theme is probably simultaneously. It is iconic and it is excellent because it is so fucking bad. It is historically bad.
Aww.
Like it is it's like this like piano, like classical, like fancy boy type song, but it's sung by a guy who can't reach the notes that he's supposed to. And so it's like, so it starts off and he's like, so tonight I'll sing a song to all my friends, and you're like, okay, this is a fucking weird choice for an anime intro. And it's also extremely literal about like fucking about how he's betrayed and someone married the wife that he was gonna have, and
they're just singing the synopsis.
They are,
oh
and he
God.
just you'll hear it as soon as you hear the intro song to Gankutsuo. You will hear the note that this man is supposed to hit, and you will say, "Oh God, why did they leave that in?" And it's that way for 24 episodes.
Oh my God, it sucks. Oh man, like anime intros are supposed to get you fucking hype.
Yeah. Like, it's supposed to like do something for you, you know, like introduce you to the concept, get you into the vibe. But fucking, you hear this man like fail to hit a note, and you're like, well, this is hilarious. And then it goes into this deep political intrigue and drama, and you're like, oh right. So every time you finish an episode, you're like, man, shit's getting real tense. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen to fucking Albert. And then it's like, so tonight I'll see. You say, fucking stop, please.
Instead of playing like the to be continued JoJo fucking meme, it's that.
Yeah, exactly. They're also, fun fact, they have a remix of the song as like in like the last 2 episodes to remix it to be like a happy kind of jovial song. And it's also worse somehow. It's horrific. Like I am so excited for you to hear this intro, because you were going to hear it and go, wow.
No.
Wow, they really left that in.
I don't want to. Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh, we'll see. I'll watch it tomorrow at work.
By the way, okay, so you were talking about like the variety of anime. I think that like that sort of like being exposed to only a few anime and being exposed to like especially like the stuff that comes out on like sort of public access or like Saturday morning cartoon anime led to my coworker having this like extremely bad opinion.
All right, let's
so we went out to lunch. This is a few years ago, and we're going out to lunch. I said something about like, oh yeah, I only watch Twitch anymore. And like, occasionally I'll watch some anime. And then he has a son, and I was like, oh yeah, is your kid like watching any anime yet? And he's like, no, we won't let him. And I was like, why? And he was like, Well, anime's just trash. Like it's, you know,
What?
if he becomes an adult and he wants to watch anime, that's fine. But like the stuff that they put in today's anime is just horrific. They have it's like they're trying to create a bunch of cartoons about sex. It's disgusting. And I was like,
Has he watched an anime?
I was like, what? So like, I get it. Like, if I had to bet, this man like had seen a Digimon, had seen a Pokemon, and was like, okay, that's what anime is. And
Yeah.
then he fucking watched an episode of Elfen Lied and was like, oh god, this is bloody and there's tits in places and oh god, this is pornography and violence. This is terrible.
No. Fucking,
Like,
oh man.
It takes you, so like the first time that you see an anime, you're like, this is a cartoon, and then like you realize like, okay, these art styles are kind of similar, so this is sort of in the same genre. As you keep watching more and more anime, there's a point at which your brain clicks and it goes, oh, this type of animation is a medium for telling a story. And they're not limiting themselves to what they can do here. So it can be a serious story, it can be like a drama, it can be a comedy, it can be for kids, it can be for adults. They can get, there's hentai, right? Like, you know, he probably saw some hentai and was like, whoa, you know, and I would expect that of somebody that I'm talking to who's like in their 50s or 60s or whatever, where they're like, my grandchild isn't gonna watch Pokemon with tits. Like, I get that, but this guy was the same age as me, and I was like,
no.
Why do you have this weird opinion? Like, I tried to explain. I was like, it's just like, it's animation as a medium, and you can do anything that you want to in an animated thing. Like, that's why we've got things like South Park, and we've also got things like you know, whatever, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he was like, well, I wouldn't let him watch South Park either. And I'm like, well, for the fucking content. But you don't just say cartoons are bad because South Park exists.
Wow, really, it doesn't matter. Fucking
yeah.
The thing is, Japan has this obsession with no matter what like age group it is, they'll make boob jokes and like sex jokes, but not it like episode like shows for like younger. Even Digimon has made like boob jokes and and, like poop jokes, but like it just depends on what age group it's for to the degree they'll go to. It's not like they're flat out being like, look at my titties. Like, just out of nowhere.
I will say there are things like Dragon Ball where like central themes of the plot are like Master Roshi wants to look at Bulma's tits. Goku is trying to do a thing and he sees Bulma's tits. Like, there's so many things that revolve around Bulma's tits in Dragon Ball. It's really weird.
In the first, you specify the first Dragon, like the original.
The first Dragon Ball, not Z. There's very few moments in Z in which it's Bulma's tits centric.
That Bulma's tits like further the plot.
Yeah.
And even in Dragon Ball, the first wish that they make with the dragon is Oolong wishes for the softest panties. And then he wears them on his head for, like, the next few episodes.
It's absolutely, like, it's jokes like that where you're like, oh, God, that's not helping my case any, you know? Like, I can't be like, no, like... They're not trying to, like, sexually indoctrinate children, and then you see something like that, and you're like, okay, well, fucking don't watch that one then.
Yeah, don't watch Dragon Ball. Like,
don't watch Dragon Ball. Don't watch anything that was made before, like, 1994, probably. Maybe 1998.
I mean, I wouldn't say go that far, but, like, depending on the kid's age, like, pick something appropriate. Let him watch fucking My Hero Academia. It's just fucking... Marvel Universe.
That's the thing is like there's a lot of shows, especially nowadays, that like are really cool and are really good, and you know, my wife's nibblings are like they're getting into anime now, and so like, you know, one of them no so like one of them came over to our house, and like we came in and he was like looking up how to watch My Hero Academia, and we're like, oh yeah, you can like,
It's on
do you want to watch it
Crunchyroll.
in English or Japanese? Do you like, what episode are you on? And my man like had what we found out later is he had heard of My Hero Academia,
Yeah.
and we were like, so we thought like, oh yeah, you know, go nuts, watch whatever you want. Here's like My Hero Academia. Thinking that he like knew what episode he was on or whatever.
Yeah.
We came back in and he had watched an episode in the middle of the fucking like I think in the arc where they're in the woods.
Oh, no, yeah.
Where like they're getting attacked by the League of Extraordinary Villains or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So they're getting attacked by the League in the forest, and he watched that episode, and I was like, oh, so how's My Hero Academia? And he's like, oh, yeah, it was pretty good. And then as he was leaving, he was like, yeah, I think I'm probably going to keep watching it. And I went, did you just fucking, was your first episode of My Hero Academia a random episode in the middle of this kind of boring arc?
Oh my god.
You fucking mad lad. Just go to the beginning.
Why didn't he choose the first episode?
I don't know. That's what I wanted to know.
Oh my god. Do his parents let him watch?
A good question.
Because the way, like, you were like, oh, I want to watch My Hero Academia, but I don't know how. Like, does parents know? Like, did you do a bad? I don't know.
Yeah, great question. Like, I think at this point, so like the second time that we saw him, he was like very into My Hero Academia. He was like, he had opinions on characters. I had purchased this Froppy hoodie at Disney. That was
oh yeah,
like I purchased it. Yeah, I purchased it, and like this was like whenever I was thinner, like I was, you know, like, whatever, like I was the appropriate size for it. I thought it was still a little too tight, and now it like there's no chance it would fit me. So I was like, hey, what do you think about Froppy? And he was like, she's kind of useless. And I was like, he was like, well, not useless.
How dare you?
She just like, they don't give her anything to do in the show. And I was like, yeah, that's the main problem with Froppy, is that they don't give her anything to do. It's not that she's a bad hero or anything. She's a great friend, and she's like, she's competent, and she thinks on her feet, and she's kind,
and she's
but they just don't fucking let her do anything.
Okay, like, she gets her spotlight going on, like, past season 1, which I'm hoping he went back to watch.
Yeah, great fucking question. I would love if he was like, well, I guess we're in the forest now, and just kept going.
This is how the show starts? Oh, this is weird.
Oh.
Yeah, Froppy's my waifu. She's my girl, dude. She's on my wallpaper right now as we're fucking recording.
Yeah, Froppy's the shit, honestly. Like, she's if I had to pick a best girl of My Hero Academia, it's 100% Froppy. No questions asked, not even a hard question.
It's Froppy, and then like second is Mushroom Girl.
Mushroom Girl. No.
I love the way she's look. I love the way she's drawn. Her powers are pretty cool. It's not that I like her as a character. I love the way like her costume and everything comes together.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I get it, and it makes sense. But no, I've got to like. There's other characters that for sure top her.
There are
for me.
Let's just say she's like my aesthetic waifu, because like,
okay,
as like a character, she's all right, but like she doesn't do that for me like fucking Froppy. I don't know. I guess who would be like my number 2? Who would be your number 2? And don't say fucking Uraraka.
It was gonna be Uraraka, yeah.
Fuck.
And so if it's not her, it's very rare that I'm like kind of into a villain, but fucking oh god, what's her name? The one with the knives.
Oh, Toga.
Yeah.
Toga. Fucking the weird blood girl.
Yeah, where she's like, I'm in love with you. I need your blood. I'm like, okay.
I was just gonna be like, people are like very creepy about her, and I don't like it.
Yeah, people are really creepy about her, but it's because she's really creepy in the show as well. She's really fucking creepy, and it's hard for like. I don't want to admit that I like her because she's like
No, she's a good character. She's
a great character. I think she's cute, but fuck, is she creepy and weird.
Okay, and here, before we keep going on with this, so all these characters are in high school. They're like 16 to 17. We don't want to fuck them.
No,
we like them and we think they're cute. And when we say waifu, it's kind of like the weeb culture, but we do not want to fuck them. We just think they're the best girl.
Froppy's a frog.
Okay, but
I'm not gonna fuck a frog.
I mean, I think I would.
Wow. Okay, Fee. Remind me to never take you. You can't go to Louisiana anymore. You're going to fuck the wildlife.
I mean, I already said I would with the alligator, and what's down in Louisiana?
Oh my God, you're right. And you came back with an alligator claw back scratcher. I was wondering how you got it. Oh my God.
How do you think I had to fight off that gator's husband?
Man.
Oh shit. I ate gator down there. It's actually really good. It's kind of tough, but it's really good.
Gator is tasty, I'll say. Like the first time I had it was at the Renaissance Fair.
Yeah, we all had it there.
Yeah, it was really good.
Oh my God, that Renaissance Fair. Fucking, oh my God. There's Little Fee dressed like a wizard, and I don't remember what you were, and then Mike was a holy knight.
Mm-hmm. I was just generic knight, man. That was great. I also bought a fucking dagger there. It's explicitly against, like, we didn't have any guidelines when we showed up to this Renaissance Fair. We went with theater, by the way. So
they told us what we could and couldn't do. That didn't mean that we were gonna listen.
That is true. They did. Okay, so we basically, like, we took a trip. A bunch of the theater kids hopped in a couple of vans with two teachers, our drama teacher and a
substitute,
coach, volleyball coach.
Yeah.
It was a Coach Knight.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so we went up to the Renaissance Festival. We stayed in a hotel or a motel the night before. And then we went to Renaissance Festival and we drove back home.
Yeah.
So, like, and we all had these, like, really cheaply made or, like, homemade costumes, I would say.
Yeah, we had stage costumes that were just laying
around.
And
they were costumes that someone's mom had made, which is, like, very, very nice of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Stephanie's mom.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we went to the Renaissance Festival and, like, we were walking around and stuff, and there were some rules about things that you couldn't do, and there were some things that got broken as a result. So, like, you're supposed to say, like, near a chaperone, and that didn't happen half the time.
There was too many people and 2 chaperones.
There were so many people, and I do specifically remember in my group,
Mr. Arquijo was there.
Oh yeah, that's right, Arquijo. I remember. Oh yeah, he was fucking great,
dude. He was
but in my group, Coach Knight was with us, and we, like, walked by a couple places, and then I walked into a dagger shop and was like, or a sword shop, and was like, I'm gonna buy this fucking sick dagger. And Coach Knight didn't say shit. And I came out with my dagger, and then we met up for lunch, and the theater teacher was like, why did you buy a knife? And I was like, because they're cool. And she was like, you're not supposed to buy that. And I was like, Coach Knight didn't say anything. Fucking Coach Knight was like, what, they aren't supposed to buy knives? Our theater teacher's like, no, they're supposed to buy knives. She's like, oh, I didn't know. Well, yeah, no more buying knives and stuff.
From this point on, no more buying weapons. And then, like, here comes Fee and Mike, and I bought, like, a fucking quarterstaff. I still have it. It's right there in the corner, right in the room.
Hell yeah. And, like, I remember that I was like, oh man, I feel bad that, like, we can't, we didn't get these, like, we can't buy any knives or swords or whatever. But, like, then, because I distinctly remember Mike was like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna go back to this shop later and buy this sword. And then he tried to do that, and someone was like, one of the chaperones was like, yeah, you can't buy any swords. And he was like, oh, okay. And then we just waited and just went back whenever no chaperones were there and bought one and was like, oh, I already had it.
Yeah, oh, I came with this. Fucking.
Yeah, this is mine. Oh, I can't return it. Beans.
Dang. And that's the thing. In Renaissance, you can't return anything.
Yeah. So it's like, it's game over, bud. Like, once it's in your possession and money has changed hands, goodbye.
What could the teacher have done then? I'm going to write you up. Yeah, okay.
I'm going to throw it in the garbage. We so often we push the limits, but definitely on that trip it was, and not only that, but like there were I think 2 or 3 other like other incidents where like someone bought a thing they weren't supposed to, somebody lost their money.
Oh, man, yeah.
There was one thing where if I'm not mistaken, Coach Knight like was seen by some of the other theater kids hanging out with 3 or 4 of the theater kids and smoking on the side of like the Renaissance Festival with them.
Yeah.
So she was very clearly like lending cigarettes out to them and was like, I don't give a fuck.
Dude, the thing
All
is,
right, good for you.
Nobody cared but Miss Gerald.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the only one that Argijo didn't give a shit.
Oh, shit.
He only followed the rules once they were told to him.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, you can't buy any swords or anything." But like, he didn't give a shit. He was like, "Yeah, whatever. You want to go watch jousting? You want to go watch this falcon?" Like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, you leave me alone. I'm gonna listen to my Evanescence CD.
Oh yeah.
My God, that whole trip was great. Like we had, I'll remember. I brought my video camera. I don't know if I.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I still have that tape somewhere. But this is how stupid we are. Like, so when you think medieval, a lot of people wear like chainmail and very revealing clothes. Mm-hmm. So we got.
Oh right.
we along with filming just us bullshitting around, we would find women whose tits were like all the way out, and we'd film them and be like, medieval girls gone wild, and we fucking.
God, this is like peak fucking 14-year-old. I just got a camera. Oh my God, there's boobs.
Yeah, there's boobs and there's like butts out. And we're like, oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, dude.
So we, like, I remember specifically this one time where, like, I'm going to walk by that girl with a camera on and put it down like I'm done filming and film her butt without her knowing. It's very creepy saying it out loud, but, like, this was...
Listen, objectively, it was a very creepy thing to do.
It was.
I am not here to defend these actions.
I don't even defend myself. This was, God, 18 years ago, 17 years ago. Fucking, this was a long time ago when we were kids. We didn't know any better. We didn't know that was like bad.
Yeah, I mean, this was like at the peak of 2 a.m. Comedy Central. It's the fucking Girls Gone Wild infomercial, right?
Yeah,
like
that
was just like that was the sort of culture that we were exposed to, which was like, oh yeah. If girls are like out and having a good time, it's fucking, and their tits are out. Oh, it's all bets are off.
So like, we would never do that. Like now, like I couldn't even.
No,
I wouldn't even bring myself to think about doing that. Like I couldn't. Like I back then I was fucking down to clown with doing that stuff. But like now I'm just like, oh man, no, God, fuck.
I think that the funniest thing about that is that like. So, like, this went on the whole time we were there, right?
Yeah.
And so, as a result, it wasn't like, oh, yeah, I'm going to, like, take a picture. It was, I'm going to take a short video.
Yeah.
And so, at the end of the whole trip, Fee had 3 minutes of footage that was just, like, rapid fire, just, like... Girl in costume, girl in costume, girl in costume. Here's a butt. It's like tit, tit, butt, 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 tit, tit, butt. And number one, they weren't good.
Yeah,
like not to say that the girls didn't look great, but like this is like a small, shitty resolution digital camera, and Fee is like literally holding it up, hitting record for 2 seconds, and putting it right back down. So it's like shaky, you could barely see anything, and we're like watching this like the whole time. We were like, oh man, this is gonna be fucking great. Like there's so many cute girls here, and there's so many like great costumes and stuff. This is gonna be the fucking tape of the century. And then we watched the 3 minutes of this footage at the end, and we're like, hey, why is this so bad? I thought this was gonna be real good. Why is this so bad?
Look, when you're trying to like low key record something like that, like you kind of get scared. So like you hit the record and you're like, that's good enough, and then you stop. So like,
yeah, exactly. You're like, because you're afraid of being caught.
Yeah, of course. I'm not a 2 a.m. infomercial guy going up to girls throwing money on them. Like, I'm a kid in a red wizard outfit with a black wizard hat.
Yeah. I'm just a little wizard.
Like, I couldn't even grow facial hair. So, like, yeah, that's what we did. And it's cringy. And we broke a lot of rules and we did a lot of things that we shouldn't have done. Now, do I condone it? Not like, no, I don't. We were shitheads back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we said it on a past episode that, like, past us, like, we probably couldn't stomach past us because we were just complete assholes. Mm-hmm. But, like, we've grown as adults.
Yeah, and it's this is one of those things where, like, at the time we're like, oh yeah, we're we're the most dedicated people to theater. We're here all the time. We're always willing to like do the work. We're always, doing everything for theater. And the sort of reward for that is that we do get to fuck around a lot and also like talk shit and be obnoxious, right? Like that was sort of the price. If I were the theater teacher, I would have fucking shut that shit down immediately. Like, dude, I do not know how our theater teacher dealt with as much as she dealt with, because like her nickname for a full calendar year was Fat J, which is absolutely not something you should ever say to anyone. Let alone an authority figure, let alone a teacher you're supposed to be kind of friends with.
But, like, okay, so the thing is, like, she was very eccentric, so that kind of gave us, like, the green light for being like, oh, we can make fun of her.
Yeah.
But she's a theater teacher. They're supposed to be eccentric.
Yes. And it's like, and it's also one of those things where you're like, you're this, like, weird teacher that, like, we hang out with all the time, and, like, we've got this good rapport, and, like, it's like she was like ingratiated enough that like she's invited to fucking participate in like events with us that like are outside of school. Yeah, not with me, Mike, and Fee, because we would never do that. But,
we would never.
But with like others would invite her like, hey, we're gonna get a group together to go to like Corpus to go watch this play. Do you want to go? Or like fucking whatever. Yeah. Like. She was one of those kind of teachers. And so as a result, we're like, oh yeah, let's like, I've got this, we just started calling her Fat J, and she got really mad at us one time and was like, stop saying that. We were like, we're not calling you fat. We're just calling you Fat J. It's different.
To be fair, we called like a lot of things fat back then.
It's like, true. That was a very common predecessor. Like you would just say that in front of people's names, and that's just how you referred to them.
Just like Mike's nickname for me was, or even y'all's, was Big Fat Fee.
Oh yeah, Fat Fee.
Big Fat Fee. Yeah. I didn't care. Maybe whatever.
Yeah, it's fine.
So like that was our line of thinking, and I don't think she liked us very much. Just the three of us. Because we raised hell all the time. Mike was real good at what he did. Mike was a lights guy, and he fucking took that shit seriously. Or as serious as Mike could take it.
And he lifted heavy things too. That was the other thing, is like, we didn't have, we're theater, and my graduating class was 87 people. So like, theater is only what, like 20 kids?
Yeah.
And if you're like an athlete, you know how to lift things, you fucking play sports, and that means that you can't be in theater. So we had to have one person that could lift things. Yeah. That was Mike. Mike could lift things. And God, fucking Mike, one time, we're setting up things for the haunted house. We have this like 20-foot ladder that goes to the top of the theater.
Yeah.
And our coach was like, oh man, we need to like get the tarps hung to like create these corridors and stuff. And Mike had to like go up this big 20-foot ladder and fucking tie things. Well, he gets up there one time, he loses his footing, this 20-foot ladder comes crashing down, he falls into the fucking stands, that are like out in the audience section. So like there's these wooden chairs, right?
Yeah.
He fucking just falls in there. And our teacher, our theater teacher, is like, "Oh my God, is the ladder all right? You better not have broken that ladder." And I was like, "Holy shit, Mikey, you all right?" He's like, "Oh God, oh that hurt." But damn, didn't even ask about me. I'm like, no, she didn't.
I think from that point on, like it was like, okay, you don't care, we don't care.
Fucking open season on you.
But like, it wasn't just us misbehaving. There was like other people that misbehaved in other ways, like.
Yeah, and like other more destructive ways, sure.
Okay, so like speaking of, Jack jumped out of the van. That
oh yeah.
Like there we had a couple of gay guys with us. We had a bunch of girls that were like, man, they loved making out with Mike, and Mike would get in trouble because he would make out with everyone on the team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's which was, I mean, good for him.
Good for him. We're his friends. We encourage that. Yeah,
hell yeah, good times.
But like
there were so many things though that, like, you know, if someone is acting up I imagine in other schools it's like, oh, someone's acting up, they're being an asshole. This guy's like tearing up a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
We were never, I don't think anybody was ever really destructive in theater. It wasn't like, oh, I fucking broke this thing on purpose. It was
yeah.
like, it was always like, I don't know, I fucked around with your boyfriend, or like I made fun of you in this way, or we made out under a blanket where everyone could fucking see and made a bunch of slurping noises and shit.
I made out with your girlfriend in front of your boyfriend. Just
and it's fine.
And it's fine. It's cool. Oh my God, that fucking, I remember that fucking blanket.
Yeah.
Just like, oh no.
Very famous blanket. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of incidents like
that. We like to prank Colby because it was very easy to. Like on one trip, that was the thing. Don't fall asleep in front of anyone because you're gonna get fucked with.
Yeah.
And Colby was notorious for falling asleep in front of us on a trip.
Yeah, you get into a nice van. If I could lean my head, the only way in which I can fall asleep standing up is if my head is leaned entirely back, and if that happens, my mouth has to be open as well the whole time. Not a great idea whenever you're in a van full of other high schoolers.
And I think it was me. I had brought snacks. Like I had brought like the cheese, like the cheese spread with crackers.
Mm-hmm. Cheese whiz, yeah.
Yeah, and Mike was like, "Fee, put that cheese in Colby's mouth." And we fill like his mouth to the brim with just fucking cheese whiz.
There was a really good picture that someone took as well.
I don't know if you were mad or not, but you were like, "Oh, fucking."
Well, I woke up and just my mouth felt weird, and I didn't know what was happening, but like I ate the cheese that was in my mouth, and I was like, what is happening? I was just very confused about what was everybody was laughing at me. I didn't know what was happening. And then eventually one of you were like, "Oh, we put a bunch of cheese whiz in your mouth." And I was like, "How's that a prank? You just fed me a bunch of cheese."
You see, it was funny because we took a picture and it looked funny.
And it looked very funny.
Don't you feel silly? Fucking. Oh my God, I fucking love all of our road trips because something always happened.
Yeah, I think so. My favorite incident, Fee is one of the funniest people on the planet to me. Like I will say that until the day that I die. And one of the instances in which Fee was probably the funniest he's ever, like top of his game, is we were all out at a thrift store shopping for costumes for like our one act play. We took the van, we went out to Corpus, and we went to like a few thrift shops to like see what sort of like old clothes or whatever we could buy. Well, we leave, And at this point, it's almost 5 p.m. So it's like getting really, like the traffic is getting really heavy. We're in this big, long, like 15-person van. And so like we're having a hard time getting on, like out of the parking lot and into the road. And so we're sitting at this stop sign, by the way, a stop sign, not a light. So there weren't any changes or anything. We're sitting at the stop sign waiting to turn right. And we'd been there for maybe 2 minutes. And at this point, one of the other girls in theater, Megan, was like, "Oh, you know what I could do? I can get out and I'll just go stand in the middle of the lane, and then you guys turn in, and then I'll just hop back in the van and we can go." And Fee just, I don't know how he whipped this out so fucking quick, but here's the sequence of events. She says this comment. She says, "Oh yeah, I'll stand in the middle of the road. You guys pull forward and you can go." And Fee immediately goes, "Yeah, I bet they'll be really confused as to why there's a big whale in the middle of the road."
Oh no! I fucking destroyed her spirit, dude.
It was, I could not stop laughing. And like, this was whenever I had enough social awareness and I was friends with her enough that I was like, I shouldn't be laughing at this. It was the funniest fucking thing I'd ever heard, though. And I couldn't stop laughing even as she started crying about it. It was the funniest fucking thing.
Oh my god, I was a piece of shit. I forgot. I forgot. And then from like that point on, her nickname was Whale Vagina Megan.
I don't know that we ever called her that to her face. If she ever listens to this podcast and she's like, she sends me a message and it's like, "Wait a second, did you guys really refer to me as Whale Vagina?" I will say, "Well, for about a year, yeah, for about a full year."
Yeah, and it wasn't just that. It was Whale Vagina and her full name.
Her full name. You had to say the whole thing.
Not like, remember, I think it was like I left a stupid comment on her MySpace page and she sent me to the school cop and said I was cyberbullying her.
Oh my god.
And the cop was like, "Just, if you delete the message, it's fine." I'm like, "Okay." I deleted it.
Man, that's really surprising because I'm pretty sure I've told you this, but I don't think I've told this on the podcast. At one point, I got really annoyed with both Jack and Megan because
oh my god,
they were being teenagers.
Yeah.
Like typical Final Fantasy VIII teenager, which I was under the impression I was very much above. And so they were like posting on their at the time it was Xanga.
Oh
so they were
God,
posting on their Xanga like, yeah, exactly. They were posting like, you know, "Oh, here's my feelings on stuff," which is like, you know, if it was, whenever people were like being candid about like, "This is how I feel," or "This is like how I think," it's like, okay, cool. But a lot of it was like, "Here's some song lyrics. Here's a fucking, here's a poem that I wrote that includes a bunch of words and isn't very good. And here's this, here's my feelings that are all bundled up into this like pretentious ball that's like, I don't think is pretentious. I think is actually very deep."
They mean a lot to me.
And that like really annoyed me. And so I was like, here's what I'm going to do. I wanted to bully them about this, but I didn't want to face the negative consequences of it. And so I decided I'm going to go ahead and create a fake account.
Which is what you do.
Yeah, which is what you do. If I'm not mistaken, I forgot. I think it was Hobo from Hoboken. Was the name that I did. And I found just a picture of some guy. I Googled the word redneck and did that. And his bio was he's just a guy that likes to work on dirt bikes and you know, he has like a part-time job after high school.
You wouldn't have dealt with this guy.
Yeah, no, and I also like had typing mannerisms for him. I like to make sure that no one could like get back to me. I had like plausible reasons why I could have found their page. I had a typing quirk that I like didn't use in like as a real human person. I gave like a bio and I gave a picture. The picture was from like page 4 or 5 of Google Images. This was before you had Google reverse image search as well. So they would have had to Google the word redneck and gone to page 5. And I was like, I'm probably safe. So I create this account and I like start posting like, wow, this is a bunch of like stupid, pretentious shit. I just started like posting that on their statuses and they were like, what a asshole you are, like you piece of shit. And like, so I posted, I think first on Megan's, Xanga, and then, oh no, I posted first on Jack, and then Megan, like a fucking good friend, like showed up and was like, you're a piece of shit. Like, I really like, and this was like, Jack was going by a different name. I really like this person's posts. Like, I really like this poem. I thought this was really good. And I was like, I like went to Megan Xanga and then like I picked a post and was like, oh, I just read this thing that you wrote and that sounds like shit too. Good thing like you both have shit taste in things. Like I was just like going in on him about like, oh wow, what like terrible song lyrics you're posting, bad taste in music, haha. And I would make sure to like misspell things and not capitalize stuff and not properly punctuate things in very specific ways. And like, this went on for about a month that I was just like, I would just go home every Friday or so and be like, oh, I wonder if I can cyberbully them.
I was living this double life. Just fucking, God damn.
And then eventually, this is like, it all culminated one day in the library. The 3 of us were in the library. And if I'm not mistaken, Jack logged on to his Xanga. And it's like, oh God, this guy keeps commenting on like both me and Megan Xanga. Look at him. And she was like, yeah, I said he looks like he peed his pants, because it did. The picture that I picked looked like this man had pissed his pants. Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow. That's bad. Man, he's you know what? And you know what? It looks like he looks pretty stupid too. And they were like, yeah, he does. It was, oh man. I continued that for 20 minutes and then I was like, hey, that's me. By the way, that is me. Oh, it was Damned Soul from Hoboken. That's the name. No. And yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's me. I'm Damned Soul from Hoboken. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was like a fun thing to do. And luckily they didn't think that it was a really shitty thing to do, which is crazy to me.
They're like, dude, you fucking got us. Like the long haul, you got us.
Damn, you're fucking amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Man, that was such a good prank. Like,
I can't even like, it's crazy to me that I number one got away with it for as long as I did, but number two that like they weren't mad about it. Like that after a while, I was like, you know what? I'm working on trying to like, you know, just like have some fun with them, and then I'm like, I'm feeling kind of bad about this. God, what's my exit strategy? Do I just stop? But then I have this secret, and then eventually I was like, oh, it's funny.
Yeah, it's just a
funny
thing. Funny thing I did. Just, oh my God. But like, so you could do that in early internet. I remember when the school got its own like PM thing. And people were just sending dick pics to each other. I remember Chris. You know Chris, right?
Which one?
Fuck, what's his last name? I don't.
The one from Whataburger?
No. I don't want to say what I want to say because you're gonna call me out on it. Chris.
I'm waiting.
Everyone called him Squid because he had cornrows and he looked like a squid from the back.
Oh, right. Yeah. He was, Chris. Oh, God, I forgot. Yeah. He was an asshole. Yeah. Though. I do remember that.
He was a giant asshole, and everyone called him Squid, and I think he sent his dick to it wasn't even guys or girls. And wasn't he didn't differentiate. He sent his dick to everyone, and that was a big thing back then because everyone thought dicks were funny, and everyone showed them to each other in our school.
Everyone was like, "Hey, you know what? You know what's real funny? You know what would be real funny if just everyone had my dick. That would be the funniest thing I could think of."
People were flipping their balls out in the hallway. That was a thing.
Listen, that was only Pete. Okay, only Pete that would.
Okay, yeah, Pete. No, like there was a few other people I know that would that were on the edge, like on the brink of doing that. But Pete did that just like flagrantly. And we did have the rape incident, the shower rape incident, the rape game.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So when Fee says the rape incident, there wasn't an actual rape. I don't.
There was
think.
no sexual assault. It
depends on your definition. There was definitely sexual assault.
Yeah.
There was probably no penetration.
There was no penetration.
Okay, so.
But everyone called it the rape game because if you people shower after gym and practice, and I guess all the guys thought it was funny that like while you're in the shower they would come up behind you while naked and pretend to hump you. And that was the game, and it got out and it was in the paper.
Yeah, that was not great. Not great for anyone.
Now, let me preface this. I did not participate in this. I did not do that because I didn't shower it. I didn't shower specifically for that reason at school. I would wait to go home to do it, and that was the reason.
Yeah, I can't. Whenever I heard that, like, not only had it gotten so bad that they had to ban it at school, but that they explicitly had to they were like, no more doing this game that you all have. Like, they couldn't call it the rape game, which is what it was called.
Yeah. So I wouldn't do it. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I felt kind of like weird about it. I was still weird about my sexuality back then. I definitely knew I was bi. I liked guys back then, but I couldn't tell anybody. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah,
Jack.
Yeah, especially in South Texas, not a thing that you're supposed to tell anyone.
Oh, not to my dad. Not back then. Jack knew, I guess somehow. Like he knew the whole time. Well, to be fair, everyone I told was just like, yeah, man, we figured. Fucking, and
you're like, oh.
I was like, well, I feel really bad about it. And I'm just
help me, god damn it!
Just act surprised, jeez. Just like there was a point I almost dated Jack, but I'm glad I didn't because every time I bring him up, he does worse things.
Damn.
But because what you told me about him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I haven't heard or seen him in forever. But same. We were cool. And then I didn't know how I'd feel about the rape game. I didn't want to shower, and then naked guys, which I was secretly into, coming up to me and doing stuff, and I didn't know how I'd feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're like, oh god, will they believe me if I'm like, oh, I hate this? What if I do like it and then I have to pretend and then they all know?
But the thing is, a lot of them were secretly also getting blowjobs from guys. So it was weird. It was a weird time to be little Fee back then. Mm-hmm. It was it was very weird. But, our high school wasn't the most normal. And
yeah.
And
I mean,
we always tell these stories, and it always sounds, when we say it out loud, it never sounds like we're telling the truth. But man, when I tell you these things happened, they happened, and I'm not happy they did, but they did.
So on that, We are at time, and I'm saying that because my computer only has enough disk space for 2 more minutes of audio recording.
Oh shit! We better end this quick.
Yeah.
Bye. Later. No. Go listen to us on everything. We're on Spotify, iTunes, everything. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok. Just go like and subscribe and follow and thumbs and bums and everything. just do it, man.
Just come on, do me this one favor. Just one.
Just, come on.
Listen. Thank you all for listening. I appreciate you, taking the time out of your day to listen to this podcast. If you want to listen to us on any other platform or on any other podcatcher, you can also check us out on YouTube. We're on TikTok as well. Go look at us there.
Yeah. I want you to know that I just love y'all. I'm glad that you can have a hoot and a holler with us. And I love you. Will you marry me?
Go get him!
Go get him! Oh God! I was just it was a joke.
I'm sorry. I was just joking. Please don't. Please don't.
Gotcha. Fucking putting the ring back in my
saving myself for marriage.
Putting the ring back in my pocket. Gotcha. Fucking
funny joke.
Just my parents are coming around the corner. No, go back. Just
go back to pick her. Fucking plane is flying overhead that's like spelling out congratulations. Like, oh, somebody else supposed to propose around here. Crazy.
That's weird, right? Commit to the bit. It's a big joke. Fucking. Oh man, you should have seen the look on your face. Bye.
Bye.